What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol BBIG for Vinco or Vinco Ventures. On the left-hand side, we're looking at the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, we have the 30-minute intraday time frame. This, of course, will be more of an update since we covered this one yesterday, and the key development was obviously the breakout to the upside that ensued early on at the bell, close to about 9:30 and 10 o'clock. So for now, the critical things to discuss are what is overhead and what's the potential play for more upside in this name. Given the fact that if we scrunch this chart up, you can remember where 941 was coming from. If we zoom back in a bit, you can clearly see that the upper wick punctured it. So did it on this day here from what was that early on Monday, there on the gap up. And what we want to do is remove that drawing because it's no longer really relevant. And I think the more important and pertinent thing to focus on is just simply the Fibonacci retracements from today's session. So if I go from low all the way on up to the high, remember this all happened in about the span of 30 minutes. You can see that the majority of the day after was spent in between the 38.2 and in between the 61.8. So I would say the critical thing to watch, if we just remove that and focus more on structure, would be, longs are favorable if we can take out these highs in here around 10.50, and you're looking to avoid if we start breaking down under $9.10. Why are we avoiding this? Well, if we go on over to the trade tab, you'll remember that they are hard to borrow. You're not going to short the shares. And also in terms of, so things have changed. So on today's session, clearly there was an increase in options open interest as well as volume on the put side. So because of the liquidity here, I would actually say, yeah, you can go short via puts if that is your prerogative. And again, going over to the daily chart, 30-minute chart, that would start to happen underneath $9.10. If we do start breaking down, I would be very careful here simply because there's a lot of people who I'm sure want to squeeze this quote unquote and make it go, to 20 or 30 or so on and so forth. And again, it's just going to be one of those things to be very careful with. You need to use an active stop. The short strategy here is not for someone who has a set it and forget it type of mindset with the market. So if we do break down under 910, you're probably looking for a move back down towards the breakout from in here, which happened at $7.83, and then the floor is in place around 6. We know that to the downside because that's where the gap filled. That's where we pulled back to and made a move higher from. That's the downside. That's what I'm sure no one wants to hear about. To the upside, if we do get continued consolidation in here, price acceptance in this range, again, that's going to strike me as more bullish than bearish because, prices simply aren't rejecting these higher levels. So again, if we remain in this zone, look for the breakout to ensue over 1050. In that case, you're looking for a remove to today's high up around $11.90. And then after that, it's whole dollars, half dollars, and, maybe quarter marks here on something still sub 20, but you're looking for more of an aggressive pop to the upside. That, of course, would have to happen on really solid volume down below. If volume is even tapering off anything under, I would say this 200 million mark, then start to get a little bit more skeptical of that squeeze potentially coming. So those are my thoughts here. Again, there are possibilities and there are trades for both sides here, short and long. It's all going to hinge upon what happens in this consolidation zone. Do we break to the upside or do we break to the downside? In which case you have targets outlined for you. So if you enjoyed today's video, if you learned anything new, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description. And all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.